Former UFC champion Israel Adesanya comes to the defense of former UFC champion Johnny Bones Jones. A fan asked Israel Adesanya to say, "Fuck Jon Jones." And here's what Israel Adesanya had to say to that fan. "I don't like to kick a man while he is down. He's going through a hard time right now. We all do dumb shit. No one is perfect." That's Israel Adesanya at a fan expo training seminar when a fan asked him to say, "Fuck Jon Jones." Izzy, Jon Jones, started off tough. You know, they had a little rivalry, but they came around, they became friends, and yeah, respect to Izzy. What do you guys think about that? Here's the video. Take a look at it.
Hey, Izzy, can you say fuck Jon Jones?
Wait, look at me. Bro, that's rude. Why would I say fuck Jon Jones? Me and we had, even though he's going through some stuff, I don't have to kick a man when he's down. Because he's going through a hard time right now. You gotta understand, as a fighter, it's really hard to be in this shit. So you can't just be rude like that. Fuck Jon Jones. You understand?
So he beat his wife because of that?
No. We all do dumb shit, and you can't, like, no one's perfect. He's a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. I'm a piece of shit. No one's perfect. So you can't just kick a man when he's down. You're a young guy. You gotta use your brain. Understand? Yeah. Be more respectful. I know it's like, he's a dickhead. Look, he's a dickhead. But you gotta be more respectful because we're human beings as well. He's a piece of shit, but you gotta use your brain.
Okay.
Understand?
Islam Makhachev's manager says Islam is the real pound-for-pound king and not Ilia Topuria. In case you missed it, the UFC updated their rankings. Ilia Topuria, number 1. Islam Makhachev, number 2. Ilia overtook him. Incredible. A lot of people aren't happy about that. Me, I think it's fair. Fair play. Fair play. I would have Islam or Ilia at number 1. I'm cool with either. Let's see. Belal Muhammad had a lot to say yesterday. Let's dive into it. Here's what he had to say about his loss to Jack Della Maddalena. "The JDM fight was real close. I thought I still won that fight. I could go back and rewatch it a million times. I still see myself winning." How did you score that fight? I had it 3-2 JDM, I believe. 3-2 JDM. How'd you guys have it scored? Here's some more news from Belal Muhammad. He said this about Ilia Topuria moving up to welterweight. "At 170, the size definitely would matter. 155 and 170 is a big difference. I'll welcome him if he wants to come up to 170. Come up. Let's do it, Ilia." Ouch. Anybody want to see Ilia versus Belal at 170? I don't think anybody wants to see Belal versus anybody. I mean, Belal gets a lot of hate online, especially after that loss. Do you guys want to see Belal fight? Yesterday we were talking, do you think Belal will win another fight in the UFC? I think he's 37. Welterweight stacked. You got Ian Gary, Sean Brady, Shavkat, and you got the champion, JDM. And there's more coming. There's a lot more coming. There's some big guns. I think Belal's days are numbered. I think he's got maybe a couple more fights left in the UFC. Just my opinion. What do y'all think? I'm not a Belal hater. I'm just a realist. I'm just being honest. Excuse me. They had a fight announcement yesterday. Not official, but it's Rahul Rojas Jr. versus Rob Font at Noche UFC. That'll be a banger. All right. Here's what Jamahal Hill, former light heavyweight champion Jamahal Hill said. "I haven't been on my level for quite some time. People severely underestimate the injuries that I've dealt with. I have to do more. I have to work harder. I have to grind harder." Canelo was asked about a potential fight versus Ilia Topuria. Here's what he had to say. "I have never seen him fight, but I really love and respect him a lot." Canelo versus Ilia? Oh my. I remember when they had that Usman versus Canelo, no one was interested, but geez, Canelo versus Ilia? Dan Hooker and Arman Sarukian had a little back and forth yesterday. Here's how that went. Here's what Arman said. On a side note, Dan Hooker's still a bitch. Just thought that needed to be said. This was after Arman said he deserves a title shot and Ilia's running. He dropped another one saying Dan Hooker's still a bitch. And here's what Dan Hangman Hooker said. You're a human side note. Number one contender. No one gives a fuck about you. Wow. Paddy Pimblett trashed Charles Oliveira yesterday, man. It was pretty rough. Here's what he had to say. What the fuck was that game plan, lad? Stand in front of him and get punched in the face? It blew my mind how stupid he can be. That's Paddy Pimblett on Charles Oliveira's performance versus Ilia at UFC 317. You think that's fair to say? Khabib's coach, Islam's coach, had this to say. He thinks JDM is the tougher opponent for his fighter Islam. If it was JDM or Ilia, he thinks JDM is the tougher opponent. I agree with that. Chael Sonnen had a lot to say. He said, that son of a bitch should have 3 belts right now. Ilia Topuria should have 2 belts over his shoulder and 1 around his waist. Chael Sonnen said Ilia should have the BMF title after he knocked out Max. He should have 3 titles, BMF, featherweight, and lightweight. What do you guys think about that one? Interesting, huh? Well, that's all we got for news today. Sorry for the plane overhead. It happens sometimes. But we'll see you guys tomorrow.